Nintendo have started their Black Friday sales, which is either good news or bad, depending on what your backlog's looking like. So Glen and I are going to go over 10 games, not our usual where we do 50 to 99%, because there are some Switch 2 titles that are like 20, but we still want to talk about them.
Yep, as always, we'll try to cover as many regions as we can to make it fair for anyone that's watching this video, to show you exactly what's on sale just before Black Friday kicks a gear.
Yeah, if you want to save 5%, do so over at SwitchUp.gg, where you just get 5% in cash back whenever you buy your eShop credit, and we get a tiny little kickback from Nintendo.
So what is on sale at the moment? Well, let's find out.
Let's kick off then with Ninja Saviors. I think you reviewed this maybe, or at least played it a lot.
I've certainly played it. I don't think I reviewed this one. But yeah, this is based on an old arcade game and a Super Nintendo game. I think it was called Ninja Warriors on the Super Nintendo. It's a beat 'em up, but it's a 2D beat 'em up. You walk on a 2D plane, which I've always found quite interesting because the vast majority of the time you have that kind of 3D scope to move up and down, don't you?
Yeah.
Good game, this one. Definitely worth playing if you like your beat 'em ups. Nice big chunky pixel art style, a few different characters to choose between. 70% off as it currently stands, and that goes across a number of different regions up until early December.
Lovely stuff. Next up, we've got Pawarumi. I think is how you would say that one.
Yeah, Pawarumi. This is a shoot 'em up, isn't it?
It's 50% off at the moment until the end of the month. It runs at a fluid 60 FPS. We really got into our shmups at one point and we were working our way through all of the classics. This one doesn't have multiplayer, which I guess is the only downside. But if you're a single player, then it has got a decent Metacritic score. Just a 1.5 gigabyte download. And that sale goes on, as I say, until November the 30th, 50% off.
Talking of shoot 'em ups then, we've got the Raze Arcade Chronology. This brings together 3 of the Raze games, which were shoot 'em ups from back in the 90s. You have Ray Force, Ray Storm, and Ray Crisis. I'll be honest, these are not games I've ever really spent a huge amount of time on, although I have heard good things about them. Ray Storm is the one I seem to remember from back in the day. I don't really know why that one sticks in my mind, but these are HD versions of the Raze games, Ray Storm and Ray Crisis in particular. It's got a Metacritic score of 81%, and it's another one that's 50% off, and again, up until early December.
Next up, we've got a brand new release, so it's not a huge discount, but it's Windswept, which is from a very small, I think it's even solo indie dev, who loved the Donkey Kong Country game and wanted to essentially remake his own vision of that, and it's done so well since its release. It's funny, he put a tweet out basically saying like, I've been able to pay off my debts, I can finally fix this thing in my house that was leaking. It's just nice to see, and I think this is the best example of indie work. It really does look like a love letter with its own unique flavour. So at the moment, Windswept has 15% off, takes it down to $16.99 or your regional equivalent until the 1st of December.
Next then we've got a Switch 1 game, we've got Persona 5 Royal. Now I haven't played much of this one at all, I've just recently played the remake of the 3rd game on the Switch 2, but I don't think you reviewed it, it might have been a performance review, but you really enjoyed your time with it, didn't you?
Yeah, it was one of those where we got our performance review out, kind of told people how it performed, and then I could actually enjoy the experience, and just play it. It's one of those where you have to have a lot of time, so it is long-winded, does that story-heavy stuff, but it has these labyrinths of the mind that you go into. Really clever game, actually. And at the moment, it's 65% off, down to £19.24, or your regional equivalent, until the 30th of November.
Although I do have a question. What exactly is a persona? It's actually quite simple. A persona is the manifestation of someone's identity. Whenever they cast off the mask they wear for society's sake, they awaken.
Next up, we've got FUGA, Melodies of Steel 2. This was so strange. It was supposed to be like an allegory for the conflict between, was it Japan and China? And that was interesting in and of itself, even if you didn't realize it at the time. But the actual mechanics of moving around in these mechanical tanks, but having this underlying JRPG where you could put different characters into the different slots, but building the friendships between them meant that you could create synergies and more damaging canon effects. It sounds really confusing. Go check out the review, because I guess it is a bit confusing unless you watch that. But very interesting hybrid JRPG strategy, and at the moment 50% off until the 24th of November.
Wild foe, the Tarrascus, and give chase to save their captive friends. The tragedy that awaits may lead them down a path of revenge.
Right, next then we've got Romancing Saga 2. This again is the Switch 2 version. This is only in North American regions by the looks of it. The EU regions do have a really good Switch 2 sale on the eShop at the moment. Probably better than North America, because I'm assuming they're saving theirs for a bit closer to Black Friday. But this game is on North American stores only. It's a remake of an old Super Famicom game. It's an RPG. Uses a lot of the classic SaGa mechanics. If you've played any of the SaGa games, you'll know things like the glimmer system and the way that characters level up, that sort of thing. I love this game. I think I put it as my game of the year for last year, and the fact it's on the Switch 2 now as well is great. It's down 40% at the moment, and there is an upgrade pack available if you have the Switch 1 version. Definitely worth checking out, this one.
As Glenn just alluded to, the UK has a much better sale on a lot of the Switch 2 titles. We've got Split Fiction, which is 20% off, down to £35.99. I was hearing about this one before it came out, about how it was Game of the Year contender, all of this stuff. And I gotta be honest, I couldn't wrap my head around what I was seeing and what I was hearing until I played it, and it is fantastic. You basically go through the mind of its two main protagonists and their writers, who have created loads of different stories. And what that means for the developers is they can just create whatever they want. Worlds you go through are completely bonkers. One of them, it's like a fried breakfast, and the characters are like eggs and bacon, and it's like, what the hell is going on? And the next thing you know, you're in space fighting in a Blade Runner style world. It just keeps you on your toes constantly. They're constantly mixing things up or switching them up, Glenn.
Very droll.
Oh man. But 20% off, down to $35.99, well worth it. You can play with a computer controlled character or with a friend in local co-op. Our penultimate game then is Xenoblade, which Xenoblade Chronicles 3 at the moment is £33.29. It's 33% off. It's that classic Nintendo sale drop of like just over 30%. As games go, this is one of my favourite RPGs, I think JRPGs, whatever you want to call it, in recent times, I guess. The fact that I stuck with it, I mean, it did take me about 5 years, but the fact that I finally got it done, and then you realise that there is a DLC, there is a version as well that Glenn's just shown me that includes the DLC that you can get at the moment at the same discount, 35%, something like that, 33. And that's an entirely new story that features the ancestors of the characters that you play as. It's quite interesting. Really incredible game, well presented. I'm looking forward to see what Monolith do with the Switch 2. It's funny because if we could go and peer behind the scenes right now, they're blatantly working on Xenoblade 4 for the Switch 2.
You would imagine so, wouldn't you? Yeah. That one goes up until the 30th of November.
Of just 10 years. From the moment they're born, fighting is all the people of Ionios learn. The story of Xenoblade Chronicles.
And the final game for today's video then, we've got EA Sports FC 26, the newest edition of what used to be FIFA, of course. This is the Switch 2 edition. We have reviewed this if you want the full story. This is 50% off as it currently stands, which I think was the best Switch 2 deal in terms of percentage on the eShop at the moment. It's definitely a good interpretation of the newest version of the game. There are some quibbles that I have with it. It's at 30 frames per second, which I can't really understand, but in terms of what you're getting for your money, if you like your football, of course, then I would say that's a fair price. Of course, this is going to drop to peanuts as the season progresses, but if you want it sooner rather than later while the season's kind of in its infancy, then this may well be the time to pick it up. And just before we go, actually, an additional is that this is a huge download. Just be aware of that if you don't have an additional SD card into your Switch.
If you missed the sales video on Sunday, every one of those games is still live as well. So if this wasn't enough for you, go check that one out. But let us know what you've picked up. Thank you to all of you that enjoy the content. As we said at the start, if you want to save yourself a bit of bunts, you can do so over at switchup.gg, where you get your 5% in cashback on whatever you buy.
Thank you as always to our patrons and our channel members. And to each and every one of you for watching our videos, take care, and until next time, happy gaming.